Welcome to the Breakdown. I'm your host, Diane Rembert, avid reader, award-winning literary blogger, and the founder of Diamond's Literary World, which is my footprint in the literary industry. Today, I want to talk to you about a book that may not necessarily be for everybody. It is an erotica, and it kind of talks about forbidden love. I'll put it that way. And I'm talking about Between the Sheets by Cairo. If you're not familiar with Cairo, he is published under Zane Presents. That alone should tell you there's a lot of sex, very juicy. But let me just tell you about the book. Between the Sheets is about a married couple, Marcel. Marcel is by day, he runs a record label. And by night, he has a very sexy radio show. And no topic is off limits. It was actually, quite interesting to hear some of the comments that I read as far as how people thought about certain sexual acts. And he's married to Marika, who is the owner of a publishing company. And they're very sexual. They love each other so much. And but they have, I can't call it an open marriage, but I guess I can. They're open-minded, I'll put it that way. Because they do the way they like to spice up their marriage. And it was mutually agreed, because they like to invite other people into their bedroom, male and female. But because of the status, and what they do, they like to keep it to people who have something to lose. Well, one particular night, they went to an industry party, and they met this young lady. Unbeknownst to them, the young lady was somewhat of a stalker. She had been calling into the radio station to talk to Marcel. She did her research on him, and she positioned herself to where they invited her into their bedroom. And Marika says that, in the act she could see the crazy in this young lady, and I believe her, because she literally snapped. And I don't know if she snapped because the sex was so good, or if she had snapped because she was so obsessed with Marcel. And they came to realize now they're trying to get rid of her. And they can't shake her for anything. So, and they come to realize that, that's why they do not invite people into their bedroom who has nothing to lose. I don't want to tell you too much. I'm probably going to leave it there. Let me just say it ends in tragedy. But I really enjoyed this book. I really did. But of course, I'm open-minded. Like I said, it's not for those who are closed-minded. And that's not to say that this is the lifestyle that I would ever lead, but that's the beauty of books, that you can read about how other people conduct their lives and what they believe, marriage to be. Like I said, I think by inviting other people, it kept their marriage so hot and so sexy. But they loved one another, and they did not, to my knowledge, step outside the marriage solo. Everything that was done was agreed upon, between the two of them. So, one thing I will say I did like about this book, I love the way Cairo mentioned other books by him, as well as other label mates, and then people in the industry. I love that, because as he was mentioning other books, I was jotting them down. To be honest with you, my next read actually came from reading this book. And I won't tell you what it is. You just have to stay tuned for the next video. But, you know, this is the beauty of books. And again, you know, there is a lesson to be learned. If that's the way you want to do things, some people call it swingers, you know, whatever, you know, because believe it or not, there are so many people out here living this same lifestyle. And people may frown upon it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But one thing, there's a lesson to be learned, that everything that looks good may not necessarily be good for you. That's all I can say. So, I believe, you know what? Let me say, I believe this book is a standalone. However, there are a couple of characters in this book, as I was doing my research, that appear in other Cairo books. So I would not necessarily call it a series. But I do know that there are other characters in Passion Island. And then, what's the other one? There's another book where I'm continually seeing other characters. So when I get to pick those up, then you know, I'll come back and tell you guys my thoughts on that as well. In the meantime, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Any questions or comments that you may have, please put them in the comment section. And like I said, if you're looking for an erotica, a very juicy erotica, go pick up Between the Sheets. I think you'll like it. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for telling a friend. And until next time, happy reading and be blessed.